Hi, and welcome to another review by N.E.T Vaper. As you've seen my previous reviews, I review mainly, or only, naturally extracted tobacco e-liquids, but I normally also give you a brief description of the starter kits or the mod or the tank I'm using for that particular e-liquid. So last review, I reviewed the Wismec CB80 and Drake's Kentucky N.E.T. Today we're going to review another starter kit and another naturally extracted tobacco e-liquid from Drake's. I'm no professional reviewer who will review the device in detail. Now you can see plenty online. I simply review mainly the naturally extracted tobacco e-liquid I'm using, but also a brief description of the kit I'm using for that e-liquid, as in my experience using this daily. I actually purchased these devices, and I purchased the e-liquid, and I vape them, and I pass on my experience or the flavors of the e-liquid and the ease of use of the device I'm using. Simply to return a favor, when I stopped smoking, I was looking for the right setup, and I listened to other people's advice, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't, but I'm simply returning the knowledge that I received over the last year that I've been vaping now. I can say proudly that I am not smoking for just this month has been a year. I haven't touched a cigarette this whole year, and it was all thanks to the e-cigarette and the naturally extracted tobacco. Some people do like fruit flavors or dessert or sweet flavors. I was craving the tobacco, and I still do crave tobacco, and that's why I stick to it. That works for me. Everyone has to do what works for them, basically. Right, so today we're going to review a starter kit that's old stroke new. It's the Innokin T18 version 2. If you ever tried the T18, you know that it was a basic but excellent starter kit. In fact, it was the first e-cigarette I used when I stopped smoking, and I used it daily, and it mimicked the cigarette by tight draw. It's definitely a mouth to lung. The flavor was good. I enjoyed it very much, and I used naturally extracted tobacco, and the coils lasted me 3-4 days, but while it lasted, it was good flavor. This one is the same as the old one, but quite a few extra added nice touches to it. The first one is very obvious. You see straight away you've got an airflow option adjustment. The previous one didn't. It's quite a nice airy draw now, but the air comes through the coil. So you must use this tank either on the battery supplied, or on a mod that has got like grooves in them. I'll show you the Wismec, the CB80 I reviewed last time. If you look carefully, you'll see the grooves next to over there. You see that will allow the air to go in. If you use something that is completely flat, like the Smock X-Priv, you will not have no air in the tank. That's just as a side note. And I think the Aspire has got the same problem. But this comes as a kit, so best used as a kit. Then the second touch is wattage adjustment. So if I click it 3 times, it will switch off. Then if I press the fire button continuously, you will see it moves from left to right. So it goes 10 watts, 12 watts, 13.5 watts. and so you have that option. That's a very nice touch. And another thing, the battery is 1300 mAh instead of 1000, so that'll give you extra power. And drip tip is rounded. The whole tank is more rounded, and it looks very nice indeed. Let's give it a vape. Oh, I have to switch it on. I love the crackling of the coil. It only happens in the T18 for some reason. Yeah, it's a nice crackling noise. I like it. If you look closely, there's 3 holes in the coil. 3 for the e-liquid. So the same coil out of Europe is 5 holes because the tank is bigger. This is a 2 mil, and out of Europe it's 5 mil, so you got the 5 holes, but it's the same coil. Also, the T20 coil will fit into this tank no problem, and it will last you a day or two longer. But when it comes to coils, I had many from subscribers questions about coils. Naturally extracted tobacco will ruin a coil much quicker than the synthetic or the fruit or dessert. I know that for a fact. I've got friends of mine who vape only fruit, and the same coil and the same starter kit that I purchased for them, the coil lasts longer, nearly double the time. The reason is, I think, because the naturally extracted tobacco is got something in that liquid, the tobacco itself, is very heavy on the coils, and it clogs up the coils and makes it dark and like a very dark color, while the fruit, the clear ones, keep the cotton clear, so it takes much longer to the coil to go. It's interesting, but it's worth every penny, because think about it, if the naturally extracted tobacco helps you not to smoke, and you save yourself the money on the cigarettes, and the coils cost you £10, and each box of cigarettes costs you £10, and the coil, a packet of 5 will last you a month, so the maths stack up, doesn't it? You save quite a lot of money in the cigarettes. So it's worth changing the coils more often to get the full flavor, because sometimes the coil will work, but you're not getting the flavor anymore. That's not worth it. Anyway, so this starter kit is an excellent starter kit for any smoker who you want to buy a present to. You give them this one with naturally extracted tobacco e-liquid, or if you like fruit, but I'm a devout N.E.T vapor. Most smokers will crave the tobacco. And if you can have a tobacco flavor without the danger, that's even more an incentive to stop smoking. So the next stage will be the tobacco, which e-liquid I'm reviewing today is, I'll just get it, 1 second, I just forgot it on the shelf, hold on a minute, 1 second. And here we are. We're reviewing the Drake's Virginia. It comes in a box of 3 bottles of 10, so you got 30 mil. I already filled up this tank with this one. It's a 6 milligrams Nic, 50-50 VGPG. I always believe tobacco should be 50-50 because too much VG gives this artificial sweetness, my opinion. Let's give it a vape and I'll tell you what I think about the e-liquid. Well, The previous e-liquid from Drake's was the Kentucky. That was a bold, heavy-duty tobacco. In fact, I was so taken back by it, I thought it would be a lot milder because I benchmark everything against the Black Note. And the Black Note Kentucky was a lot milder. But you can watch my review on the Kentucky in the last review. This one is a Virginia. Virginia, in nature, they're much lighter and many times sweeter. But Drake's, for some reason, all the e-liquids so far, the two that I sampled, are sweeter than the Black Note. So this Virginia as well is sweeter than the Prelude of the Black Note. But the flavor is very good. It's fresh, light, very slightly smoky, very slightly smoky. A little woody and earthy, but not very pronounced. It's more like a fresh, when I say fresh, I mean a Virginia. It's like, it's got this unique Virginia taste. If you ever smoked a Virginia cigarette or vaped a Virginia, you will know what I'm talking about. It's very fresh, light type of tobacco liquid. And it's got a very nice natural sweetness to it. But it's a bit sweeter than the Black Note Prelude. It's a very good flavor from this coil while it lasts. I must tell you, very good flavor. And a decent amount of vapor as well. So the Drake's Virginia, they do ship it internationally. Someone asked me if they ship it internationally. They do, and I think it costs you £9.90, and it takes between 3 to 5 days to reach USA or international. It's an international. I'm sure USA is part of international. Yeah, it's a very nice e-liquid. The Kentucky, I don't think many people will vape it a whole day. It's a very strong tobacco, so it's best after a meal, after with a good whiskey in the evening, after in a coffee in the morning. But this, the Virginia, is definitely all-day vape. Is it as good as the Prelude of the Black Note? I love Black Note, but this is coming very close indeed, very close. And I must admit, quite surprised. It's you see, I think also the difference in the leaf. I think this grows. I haven't checked their website, but the Kentucky, for instance, is from the USA, and the Black Note comes from Italy. Maybe that makes a difference in the sweetness. I have no idea. But it comes quite close to the Black Note. There's a bit of variation in the flavor. You see, when it comes to tobacco, you've got a lot of depth. People think tobacco is one flavor. Not at all. No, you got Kentucky, you got Latika, you've got Virginia, you've got what else have you got? Cavendish. You've got quite a lot of varieties in tobacco, and each flavor has got its dimension, its flavor, its layers of. It's got the nuttiness, the earthiness, the smokiness, the woodiness. It's quite involved. And when you come to naturally extracted, you should go on the website and see it's quite involved to produce naturally extracted tobacco. And I, for one, wouldn't be able to refrain from smoking without proper naturally extracted tobacco. All this synthetic is harsh, it's artificial, it's false, it's not real. This is real tobacco without the danger. Or may I say today, to be politically correct, definitely 97% less dangerous than cigarettes. Okay, I'm not saying it's 100% safe. No, there's nicotine in it. Nicotine is addictive, but nicotine doesn't kill you. It's like caffeine. I mean, you won't stop drinking coffee in the morning, would you? So, enough said about that. I'm quite passionate about the advantages of vaping against smoking, but that's for another review. I might never review, because most people who start vaping know the dangers of smoking and the advantages of vaping, so there's no need to talk so much about it. I try to convince smokers to start vaping, because it's 100% healthier than smoking, that's for sure. Anyway, so this mod, 1 second, let me just, yep. This, the Innokin T18 version 2 is much better than the T18. In flavor it's the same, but you get a much area, a much open draw, but still a mouth to lung. You got also, by the way, if I press this, you'll see all three lights. All three lights will blink. That means that the battery is full, so you can tell if it's third, second, or one when to recharge it. You got the air slots here. You've got a stronger battery. Oh, one thing I must add, it's taller. So when you put it on your desk, it's very wobbly. So I've got this from Innokin. I think I got this with the T18 kit. And you put it on your desk and it holds it safely, and when you're walking about, you just put it in your pocket. It's very, very light. I mean, compared to the Smok X-Priv, I think it's maybe 5 of these into one of these. And even the Wismec is at least twice the weight. I don't weigh it, but it weighs a lot more. The Aspire is more or less the same, but that's another kit. So this, plus a good naturally extracted tobacco, this is the best combination for a fresh smoker who wants to get off cigarettes, or even for an advanced vapor who likes mouth to lung. I'm not a big RDA or RTA or skunk or whatever they call them. I haven't got the time to build my own coils. I haven't got the time to travel. I don't like traveling with e-liquid in my pocket daily. So a tank setup is the best thing for a smoker. And even for me, I'm now vaping a year. I still love my mouth to lungs. I like them simple, basic, easy to use, good flavor with a good naturally extracted tobacco. That's all there is to it. Okay, another review, and thanks for watching. Have a nice day and enjoy your vape. Until the next review, bye bye.